Feels like it's becoming a weekly trend now, making a video of why both Brady and the Buccaneers don't do well and why Rodgers and the Packers aren't doing well. Another what went wrong with the Packers video is in order after a lot went wrong against the Washington football team. I called them the Washington football team. I know they're the Commanders, whatever. Washington football team is more fun. But yeah, let's get into the film, talk about, we're going to nitpick Rodgers a little bit in this video, and then I'm going to talk about kind of, I think, the bigger issue, which is, of course, the receiving core and all of that stuff, and still some nice plays that we did see from the Packers in this one as well, and then give my general thoughts on the game at the end of it. So, yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here, this is, I think it's fair to put a little bit of the blame on Rodgers. I'm not saying a lot of the blame on Aaron Rodgers, but I'm saying a little bit of the blame on Aaron Rodgers. I've been very defending him so far, I think, through this season. I thought that there were still some plays, though, that, maybe had me scratching my head a little bit. Again, not crazy, but we'll start off with that. I know that's what some people want to see is people criticize Aaron Rodgers. People love to criticize Aaron Rodgers, so let's criticize him a little bit. This play is going to be zone coverage, and this is the concept the Packers love to run. You basically have three receivers running the exact same route. You find the best matchup and you can hit it. Really, oftentimes it's actually kind of, over the middle is the easier angle, but further to the outside is where it gets more open. So just take the angle you like, make the throw, look at the matchup you want, and make the throw. That's kind of what Rodgers wants to do. However, you look at pre-snap and you notice that because the Washington football team is in zone coverage, you look at how far off the cornerback who's covering Sammy Watkins all the way on the top of the screen is playing. To me, this is where I would be looking. And look, right when Rodgers takes a snap, it gets even more dramatic. I mean, you got two guys who are in tight coverage, and you have Watkins who's wide open, but Lazard is open enough, so I'm probably being too hard on him. I get why you want to make this throw. At the end of the day, just, find a matchup you like and try and hit it. And you can do this a lot of times in football, is find a better matchup. But you know what? He likes Lazard. Despite it being a tight window, he makes a good throw, but Lazard does not make the grab. So, Rodgers probably made that a little bit harder than he had to make it for himself, but still put the ball where he needed to put it. And Lazard wasn't the one who was the one who didn't make the grab. And that's kind of, certainly a trend this season is Rodgers really has to be perfect. He has to play great for the team to be able to move the ball consistently. I think this one's another good example of kind of what I'm talking about, of you can put some blame if you want to on Rodgers, but also it's very nitpicky. I feel like if you're doing it, I think that's what I'm doing, is I'm nitpicking Rodgers here. 5 minutes left in the game, so big play in the game, but right off the bat, you're going to see Washington generates pressure. Okay, well, in a lot of quarterbacks, this is it. They're in trouble, but not all quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is one of those quarterbacks who can move. Watch him scramble outside the pocket. We know he can throw off balance. He makes a throw off balance to Romeo Doubs, who is open, wide open, in fact. This is a great scenario to get right back in this football game. However, the throw's just a bit too far, ends up tipping off the end of the hands of Doubs. Doubs maybe still could have caught it, though. And that's kind of, again, going back to it's definitely, wasn't a perfect throw by Rodgers, but he was throwing off balance very far down the field, so how much blame do you really put on Rodgers for not putting a perfect ball on that one? It's just another example of, listen, he might not be playing perfect on every single play, but he almost has to play perfect for a play to work, and even then it doesn't always work, which is where it definitely gets tough for Rodgers. We saw things like this, where what you're going to see here is it's a 3rd down and 11, we're going to see man coverage. And this is just something that the Packers have really struggled against, is they've really struggled to beat man coverage. They do not have a good man coverage beater. They had the best one with Devontae Adams earlier, so that was a great scenario when they had him. But as of right now, they're just struggling in this scenario. Watch, Rodgers is going to take the snap. He's going to look at a matchup it's okay. It's fine. This isn't a bad situation necessarily, but it's not a great one. Rodgers tries to fit it through, there wasn't enough separation, and it wouldn't have been a first down anyway. So, when that's your best option, that's typically what you want to have to do if you look at 3 guys, none of them are open, and so, okay, got to try to fit it through a tight window, let's try this. This wasn't the situation. There was nothing open on this play. That was their best option. Rodgers is throwing it right away because he's like, hey, a potential window. That's good enough for me, because they're not getting open. And then going over to this play, this is another, again, huge play in the game, right? You're down 6 points. It's a 4th down and 1, so you have an opportunity to, get a first down here, potentially get right back in it. And this is a play where, okay, in this situation, you're going to try to get rid of the ball quick. It's actually a pretty good concept to get somebody open. It's, again, Romeo Doubs is going to be the guy that they're going to try to throw underneath. Just, again, all you got to do is pick up a yard right here. You could argue maybe you run the ball, but you know what? They want to put the ball in air in a different situation. Going over here now, I want to be clear. There were still some good Rodgers plays in this one. This was not like Rodgers was out there sucking and the offense was out there sucking. They didn't get a couple touchdowns. Again, you want more than 2 touchdowns. Your defense gave you another touchdown, which is what got you to 21 total points. But, this is a good play where it's going to be currently a 1st down and 10, 3:33 left. And again, you do kind of have to think about if potentially you were able to convert on that long touchdown potential pass to Doubs earlier, you would have had a couple more minutes. Maybe you have a chance to win because you did get the ball back with 30 seconds left, all that stuff. But this is what still gave them a chance with 3:33 left. As you see, Rodgers takes the snap. He's going to, again, scramble outside the pocket. He sees the Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones is, I think on the podcast, Kyle and I kind of joked about Aaron Jones being their best deep field, down the field passing option heading into the season. It's not a joke at this point. He's legitimately their best passing option. He had 2 touchdowns in this one. You already saw the first one. This is the second. Watch, it's going to be it's a beautiful throw from Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely perfect throw from Aaron Rodgers and a great catch from Aaron Jones. So finally, my last criticism in this scenario, listen, this final play, I can't show the whole thing because of copyright reasons, so I can only show 5 seconds of it, but, this situation, it's going to be you have 5 seconds left, so you have one play. You're at the 46-yard line, though. It's Aaron Rodgers, the guy who's known for Hail Marys, it seems like, at least in part known for Hail Marys. Why aren't you letting him take a chance to throw a Hail Mary there? I didn't love this. Listen, I get it. Either way, it's a low percentage play. There's, no matter what you do, it's probably not going to work out. This did get very exciting, and I'm not sure if there was a designed actual play for it, and that's why they did it. Sometimes I do think teams kind of overthink in these situations a little bit. But again, I would love to hear the reasoning for why they decided to do this. What was the logic? Was there an actual, something they saw on tape that Washington does that they felt like they could exploit? And if that's the case, maybe I understand it. But it definitely, I think if you're a Packers fan, leaves a bit of a sour taste on your mouth if you're thinking, hey, we at least get a chance for, one of those classic Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary situations, and they didn't even go for that. So, I think that they need, what we know about the Packers is what we know about the Packers. They desperately need a wide receiver. They need to go out and get a wide receiver. They need to give Aaron Rodgers some help. I actually think, maybe I'm wrong, but I actually think this team could still be a Super Bowl contender if they had Devontae Adams. I think that, having an elite receiver like that means that much to a football team. Now, that ship has sailed, right? He's not walking back into the door. So what do you do from here? Well, you can still go out and try to make a trade for someone. A Brandon Cooks could be helpful. Adding Odell could be helpful. They might not be perfect, but, they could still be helpful. That's what I would be paying attention to and trying to make happen if I was the Packers GM. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.